Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to week 5 of our Islamic Herbalism course. I'm your instructor, Nadia. Congratulations for making it to week 5. I'm so proud of you and so happy for you. And I pray that this knowledge that you're learning will be a benefit to you and your family for generations to come. So let's get started. Last week, we talked about dis-ease all around me and looking at some generational patterns of disease in your family. And then taking that analysis and thinking about product design ideas for self-healing and breaking generational disease in your family. Now, we had an activity last week that you did not have to submit to the group because it's very personal. And, this class is not designed to be intrusive in your life and make you feel exposed. However, if anyone is interested in sharing just some glimpses from their analysis and maybe some product ideas that they came up with or that you've come up with, please post them in the community forum. Very interested in hearing about your story and how you can potentially impact yourself and your family and the world, inshallah. May Allah grant you that ability. I mean. So let's get started with this week's lesson. This week we're going to be talking about essential oils. So what are essential oils? Essential oils are compounds extracted from plants, so they are herbal extractions. Now, they are also highly concentrated, which means that when we use them, we have to use them with great care. High quality essential oils are steam distilled, and the oils are added at the end of the process. Now, again, essential oils are herbal extracts, but they are not, to be used haphazardly. They must be used with great care because they are highly concentrated. It takes thousands of plant parts, from the leaves to the stems to the flower heads sometimes, just to make a few drops of essential oil. So again, they must be used with care. Something that I caution my clients and my students about is using essential oils internally. There are a lot of huge companies out there and also naturopathic doctors who recommend that their clients use essential oils internally. Now, essential oils can be used internally, but they have to be used with knowledge and with care because there are many reports of people using essential oils internally and suffering from organ damage, organ failure, and even death. And that's just with a little bit, just a few drops of essential oil. So again, to use them internally, you must know what you're doing. So I like to teach my students about the steam distillation method so that, for one, you can see all that goes into making essential oils, and then you can also learn to appreciate essential oils more and also take great care when using them. So we're going to talk more about this process, but first let's take a look at a video that's going to teach us about this process in detail. So due to copyright reasons, I am not able to play this video inside of this presentation. So what I'd like for you to do is go ahead and pause this presentation and scroll down below. You will see a link to this video entitled How Steam Distillation Works. Please take about 2 minutes to view that video and then come back to this presentation. So I hope that you enjoyed that video. Please excuse the music. It was the shortest video that I could find that explained in great detail the steam distillation process. So let's talk about the essential oils that we're studying in this course. So in your herb kit, there are 2 essential oils. One is lemon essential oil and the other one is tea tree essential oil. Let's talk about the lemon essential oil. So I love lemon essential oil because it's great at reducing anxiety and depression. You can put a little bit in your diffuser or just sniff a little bit and it instantly lifts the mood. Also, it's great for treating morning sickness. It improves the skin when you use it in topical products. Also, it relieves pain. It improves cold symptoms. Again, when you smell it, it kind of opens up the respiratory system and clears out the sinuses. It helps you to feel energized. If you've ever smelled lemon essential oil, and if you have your kid in front of you now, go ahead and take it out. Take a nice whiff of it, and it just kind of stimulates the brain immediately and gives you just a boost of energy. Also, lemon essential oil is great at treating acne. It's great at healing wounds as well. Now let's talk about tea tree essential oils. Tea tree essential oil is great as a hand sanitizer. Literally, whatever, it has so many antiseptic properties that whatever it touches, if there's bacteria or virus or whatever, it obliterates it. I love tea tree essential oil. It's a natural insect repellent because of the strong pungent smell. It can be used in natural deodorants. It's an antiseptic for scrapes and cuts, so you can totally make a topical preparation with beeswax and some of your infused oils and use it for treating scrapes and cuts. And it actually heals them very, very fast. Again, it boosts wound healing. It fights acne, just like the lemon essential oil does as well. And it also helps with fungus. So if there's any like jock itch or, toe fungus or toenail fungus, this is a great treatment for it. So with essential oils, you never want to use them directly on the skin. They always need to be diluted. So let's talk about dilution. Now, this is a dilution chart that I've been using for a few years, and it comes from the Tisserand Institute. I don't particularly, buy products from this institute, but I enjoy the information that they put out specifically about essential oils. And what you're looking at here is a dilution chart for essential oils. Now, when you are preparing products and using essential oils in them, there is a way to do that scientifically so that you can make sure you are getting the desired effect for which you're making the product. So what you'll see on the left side of this chart is at the top you see 5%, 4%, 3%, 1%, and 0.5%. Now, this is the dilution rate for your product. So for instance, if I want to make a Salve, right? And I want it to be a Salve that I can use on adults, um, and I want it to be very strong. Say the intention for the Salve is treating acne, right? And severe, not just acne, but severe acne. And I want to use, say, tea tree essential oils in that. Well, I'm going to think about using a dilution ratio between 3 and 5% because typically our higher rates are what we use in adults, and those are our stronger preparations. Okay, so this chart is so good because it not only tells you, you see here like in the middle of the chart all these drops, it tells you how many drops to use, and then you'll see at the bottom of the chart that it has actually the bottles and the amount of your preparation. So for instance, let's look at this first column and row. Okay, the first column, let's start at the top and say I want to do a 5% preparation, right? And the amount of my preparation is about 10 mils. So in that case, go up, we have the 10 ml bottle, you go up to that 5% dilution rate, and it tells you how many drops you need to use. In this case, in order to get the strength of preparation that I'm desiring for my quantity of product, I need to use 15 drops. So let's say I want to do maybe a preparation that's a 3%, and I am using maybe a 1 ounce bottle, okay, for my preparation, or 1 ounce jar for my preparation. How many drops do I need? So I know I want to do a 3%, so I'll start off at that 3% dilution. And then I, find my 1 ounce bottle down there and I kind of merge the two and I'm at 27 drops. That's how many drops I need to get a 3% dilution. So please use this chart when you're preparing your solve, okay? And this is all, about product design, which we will get into more in depthly in our later classes. Because when we design products, right, we want to have a rationale behind it, okay? What is your rationale behind using tea tree oil? You might say my rationale is this product is going to be for treating toe fungus. Okay. Okay. What's your rationale for using that certain amount of tea tree oil in your preparation? Well, you don't have to present this to the world because that's what makes your formulas unique. But you might say, I'm using a point 0.5 dilution of my tea tree oil in my preparation because this is going to be, not a very strong preparation. It's going to be for children maybe. So product design includes rationale, which also has to include scientific research, okay? So this is kind of like the introduction to that for you guys, in particular or in reference to using essential oils safely. So your medicine making activity for this week is your DIY solve. Now, you're going to be using for this solve your infused oil from your week 1 medicine making activity. And you're also going to use your beeswax. If you have your herb kit, then you have your beeswax in there that you're going to need for this activity. Also your essential oils. Now you can choose to use both lemon and tea tree or either or. I want you to think about the type of product that you are, want to make, your rationale between that product and choose. You can choose either or you can use both of them in there. So how to make the solve? First, you want to warm your infused oil. So you can use a stainless steel pot or a glass pot, warm your infused oil. Then you want to add some of your beeswax in there and make sure that it's all melted good, okay? Now, here's the thing. When you're adding your beeswax, how much to add is completely up to you. And that's that art part of herbal medicine making that I've been teaching you guys about. It depends on how hard or soft you want your preparation. Some medicine makers like their salves and their balms to be, very soft to the touch. So when you glide your hand across it, it easily kind of, melts in your hand, kind of like Vaseline. Some people like it a little bit harder to where you might have to press down into the preparation and kind of scoop it out a bit. So that depends on how much beeswax you're going to add. So what I like to do when I'm making salves is I like to do the spoon test. So this just involves getting a metal spoon. So your infused oil and your beeswax has melted in the pot. You take your metal spoon, you just dip it into the pot and you just set it on the counter and wait a few moments, or a few minutes rather. And then you go back and you test it. Test that preparation on the spoon. Is it as soft or as hard as you like it? If it's just right, then you've got it. You can leave it there. But if you want it a little bit harder, then you add more beeswax. So here's the thing. If you want to recreate that preparation later, say maybe you want to sell this preparation one day, or you want to create the same preparation for your family again, always take note of how much beeswax you added initially and then how much you kept adding. So when I'm in the product design phase of making products, I usually, I test my products over and over and over again before I use them myself and before I use them with my family, and especially before they even, hit production. And so This process, I usually keep just like a notepad or a postcard, index card beside, my where I'm preparing my product, and I just write down as I go, the things I'm adding, the things that I'm taking away, what I might do different next time before I get to that finished product. So this is like fun. It's really fun when you get into it. When you want to get a product a certain way after you've kind of designed it on paper and in your head, and then you're actually in the thick of it, and you're making a product that you personally love and that you personally like. And that's why I like to teach my students that, health starts with you. Think about designing products you like, because we're all individuals. We have our own personal preferences. And when you make a product that you like and keeping that in mind, and then when you use it and you begin to love it, and your family begins to love it, then you can walk out into the world, if you decide to sell it, with confidence, because this is something that you've created that you like. So again, testing your products, as you make them, making sure you kind of get them the way that you want to, and don't be afraid to start over. Sometimes, like in this, case, you might have added too much beeswax initially. It's not what you like. Don't be afraid to start over, use that preparation, put it to the side, give it away to family and friends, let them test it, and then make another batch of it the way that you like. So this is all that art part that I won't be able to, tell you to use this amount or that amount. You kind of have to test it out yourself. But after you do your spoon test, and everything's still warm, your beeswax, the infused oils that you're using in the preparation, now you can add your essential oils. Okay. And when you add your essential oils, use your dilution chart and then mix it well. Okay. Take the preparation off of the heat right after you add your essential oils. Matter of fact, you can turn down the heat completely after you do your spoon test, and then add your essential oils, because the essential oils can degrade quickly. Okay, they can degrade quickly with heat involved. So you don't want to overheat your preparations at all to lose any of those beneficial plant constituents. So again, add your essential oils, mix well, and you guys have metal tins that you'll see here on the screen, those metal tins. You can pour your Salve in. What I like to do is get a glass measuring cup, and I pour my preparation into the glass measuring cup, and then I'll pour them into the tins. Now with Salves that use beeswax, they're super easy, because you can just sit them out on a table and cover them with a piece of paper or some wax paper and let them sit for an hour or two to harden up. And then cap them, put the tops on them, label them, and you got a product. So that is your DIY solve for this week. And please upload your pictures inside of the community forum. I cannot wait to see them. So just some tips here, right? I want to give you guys some tips. Now, when you are doing topical preparations, castor oil works great, because castor oil is proven to drive medicine deep into the skin. Okay, so say you're making a preparation, a topical preparation, that you want it to be used for pain relief, right? Or you want it to be used for, I don't know, stimulating blood flow. Okay, now when you use castor oil in your topical preparations, again, it helps the essential oils and the infused oils penetrate deeply into the skin. Okay, so castor oil is a great product to use in your topical preparations. Now, I don't advise that you infuse your herbs in castor oils, and I'll tell you why. Castor oil, as you probably already know, is super thick, and it doesn't allow for a great infusion oil infusion, but you can add it in at the last phase when you are heating your infused oil and your beeswax. Then you can add a little castor oil in to again allow for your essential oils and your infused oils to get deep into the skin. Castor oil is great because it blends easy with other oils, and it also acts as a natural preservative in topical solutions, and it protects against rancidity. So with topical preparations, depending on, a lot of different factors, what herbs you used and what essential oils you used, you want to think about shelf life, right? Even if you're just making these products for yourself and your family, how long is this product going to last? Is the question. That's shelf life. How long is it going to last? For someone who actually sells their products, I have to think about that often when I design my products, how to design them in a way that when I send them off to my stores and my retailers, they are going to last for a while on the shelf. And even after my customer gets it home, they can have this product for a long time. So with topical products, we want to think about natural preservatives. Here's the great thing. When you make topical products with beeswax, okay, and also oils like castor oil, and also essential oils, those are natural preservatives. Okay, so think about using castor oil in your topical preparations to preserve the shelf life and make the shelf life. And when you use, and again, it depends on a variety of factors, but I will say generally, topical preparations that are made with beeswax and castor oil and essential oils can last anywhere between 3 to 5 years. Okay, and again, that varies wildly, and the reason why I say that is it all depends on the manufacturer. Have you made sure when you made your infused oil that no water was introduced into the preparation? Did you make sure that you actually strained the infused oils off really good? Because sometimes when we let like the herb parts get into preparations, it can cause mold growth. So as long as, you know, the manufacturer took all precautions to make sure that there are no, herb parts in there, there's no water introduced, then generally adding natural preservatives like castor oil and beeswax and essential oils can make a topical preparation last 3 to 5 years. So I'm happy to tell you that castor oil, I have to buy this stuff by the drum. I have to buy it by the drum often just because of the type of products that I make. We have a lot of it in stock, and I'm happy to offer it to you guys at wholesale prices. This is premium castor oil, and we sell it by the gallon. So 128 ounces just for $56.90, and that includes free shipping. And just for this class, you can use the coupon code IH101 to get 15% off of your order. And on the website, we also have the beeswax pastilles, which you guys have in your herb kit. But if you want to make, these products professionally or on a larger scale, I'm happy to offer you the tools that you need to do so. So the beeswax is also on the website, selling it by the pound, and it's only $21.90, I believe, by the pound. And again, you can use that coupon code for 15% off. So let's talk a little bit more about essential oil dilution. This is another chart that I found online, and I like this chart because it puts like, if you look in the left-hand column, it talks about the age, gives you like a suggested age, right? So, and also targeted concern. So at the top, they're recommending that you can use up to a 25% dilution of essential oils if you're actually targeting a concern. Okay. And then for the, 5%, they're saying 11 years of age plus. And then they have 3% as a mild dilution. If you are making a preparation for pregnant women or children who are 5 years of age or older, then they're suggesting a 2% dilution. So, again, I kind of threw this in to kind of, give you more detail when you are creating your product rationale to use. And both of these dilution charts from this presentation are in your download section, so you can print them out. In my medicine making area in my home, I have, certain things kind of posted on my wall. So you can post these up on your wall. It's great to laminate things like this and just have them, should you choose to use them, in your practice, to have them ready and accessible when you're making your medicine. So let's talk about hydrosols, okay? Now, when we think about the steam distillation process, or what you learned in the video, is that when the steam hits the herb and then it comes out and it goes into a cylinder, and then you have, this basin. In that video, they had a basin here. In this diagram, it's kind of set up differently, but they had a basin where the water collected at the bottom, and then the oil stayed at the top, because as you know, oil and water does not mix. And this, some steam distillation apparatuses you can purchase, and it will actually separate the essential oils from the water hydrosol for you, like in this diagram, as you'll see here. Now, water hydrosols, you might think, okay, there's more water being collected than there is oil. Yes, that's very true. What do you do with that water? So there's a whole market for this, okay? And it's called floral waters or hydrosols. Now, these products are lovely to use. They're similar to essential oils, but they're less concentrated. So they're better to use with children and the elderly. They're great for aromatherapy and skincare and hair care. Matter of fact, you can just bottle up that water hydrosol, stick a label on it, put it in a spray bottle, and it's a great air freshener, a great way to get essential oils in the air. You can spray it on pillows, like if you have a lavender hydrosol to help with going to sleep. So many uses, okay? Also, you can use these internally. They're safer to use internally than actual pure essential oils. And hydrosols are also great for making lotions from scratch. So that's it about hydrosols. Let's talk about infused honeys. This is another medicine making activity for this week, and it's totally optional, but I hope that you will do it because honeys are so beneficial and they're so fun to do, especially with children. So honey, first of all, let's just talk about honey without the herbs involved. Honey is a natural antiseptic. It helps with eliminating parasites from the body and bacteria. It strengthens the digestive tract. It's a great way, infused honeys are a great way to get small amounts of herbal medicine into your body daily. It's a great addition to teas and food. And infused honeys just simply taste delicious. I love infused honeys. So making your own infused honey is super, super simple. You just take a mason jar and you add dried herbs of your choice. What I like to do is fill up my mason jar like halfway or a little above halfway with my herbs, and then add honey to them. Now, aromatic herbs work the best, and I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the best herbs to use in your infused honeys. Now, what you want to do is once you have your infused herbs in there, your herbs in there, and you've put your honey in there, you want to use a chopstick to kind of push the herbs around and mix everything up. You want to allow your infused honey to macerate for 4 to 6 weeks in a sunny place. So I like to put mine in my windowsill, but you can totally do a water bathe. You can do a hot method with it. You want to rotate your infusion daily. And what that means is Some people actually open up the preparation and take their chopstick and just mix things around. I don't do that. What I like to do is just kind of shake it. I'll rotate it. And when I don't feel like shaking the honey, because it's a really thick preparation, I will just, go, and flip it upside down. And every day I'm flipping it back and forth. And that way it's kind of being agitated every day. Now, again, you can use heat for a faster honey, but I'm going to tell you, I like to do both. I like to use heat, and I also like to let it just sit because it's something about just letting it macerate on its own for weeks and weeks at a time. The honey tastes delicious. I actually made my So let's talk about some great medicinal herbs for your honey infusions. The first herb that I want to talk about is lemongrass. Lemongrass is an amazing herb. It has so many uses. It's great for treating bacterial infections, also yeast infections. It's great for opening up the veins and stimulating blood flow. And making an infused honey in it with it is a great way to get all of these benefits with a delicious honey. So on my website, we offer organic lemongrass in a 4-ounce quantity for $12.90. So you can go on there and purchase that to make your infused honey if you like. Also, red clover. So many benefits to this herb. A few weeks back, we talked about nourishing herbal infusions, tea infusions. This is one of those herbs that you can use in herbal tea infusions, but how amazing would it be to make a herbal honey to go along with that herbal tea infusion? Great. Red clover has so many benefits. It treats fungus. It has so many nutrients and minerals in it, like vitamin B, vitamin A, vitamin K. It really boosts the immune system, has plenty of antioxidants in it, and just a really lovely aromatic herb to use in an infused honey. And this is also on my website in a 4-ounce quantity for $14.90. Also, chamomile. Oh, I can't wait to tell you about the infused honey that I made with chamomile. Chamomile is hands down one of the best herbs to make infused honeys with. The taste of the chamomile really comes through well in the infused honey, and it's super nice to use it in a nice chamomile tea and then add the chamomile infused honey. Just delicious. That's also on my website. We offer organic chamomile flower tops for $11.90. Also, lavender. Lavender is it's another one just like chamomile. So pleasant. The taste, it infuses well with honey, and the taste is very, very strong and distinct. You can taste the lavender in the infused honey. It's simply delicious. Lavender flowers are also on my website, 4-ounce quantities for $10.90. Bergamot. Bergamot. This is another herb that just has so many benefits. One of them is it's great for weight loss. This is a citrusy tasting herb. It's in the mint family as well. So you're going to get a lot of like digestive benefits. It helps with bloating, gas, indigestion, even acts as a fever reducer, pain reliever. Just a really, really good herb, and has so many minerals and benefits, and also really great for infusing honey with. And last but not least is peppermint. Peppermint, I made a peppermint infused honey a couple of years ago, and it was just simply delicious. So many applications. We used it on our pancakes. It was just really nice. Used it in all sorts of teas. That peppermint flavor really comes through in the honey. And when you're making infused honeys, that's what you want to look for. You want to look for, again, aromatic herbs. They can be dried, they can be fresh, but that has distinct smell and taste, because that's what you want to come through in the honey. And when you use the right herb combinations, it truly does. So let me tell you about the honey that I made last year. Oh, I made a calming honey last year with chamomile and with lavender herbs, and it was just simply delicious. I let my honey sit for, and I was impatient because as the days went by, I had this sitting in like a really sunny window. And alhamdulillah, it was during the summertime when I made it, so the heat was really high, and I didn't have to do a water bath or anything with it. But as the days went by, and I was just flipping my preparation back and forth and up and down, and I took the lid off of it. And the smell, it just like pulled me in every time. So I didn't wait the whole 6 weeks. I had to open it up and use it. Oh, and when we did, it was just amazing. So before I forget, let me tell you, when you are straining your honey, it is best to warm it before you strain it, and also to use cheesecloth or some type of, cloth to strain it. What I do is I warm it, I strain it using my cheesecloth. I strain it into a mason jar, and then all the extra herb, okay, we call it mark, the herb that's left over. I also let that kind of cool because it can burn your hands if the preparation is too warm. I let it cool just a little bit because you still want it kind of warm. And then I just twist that mark in my cheesecloth to get all of the extra honey out of it. And that mark, don't throw it away because you can totally throw it in a teapot and make a tea with it, and then you have a pre-sweetened tea because a lot of that plant medicine is still in there. Just some tips from me in making this. When I make medicine, nothing is left over. So this calming honey, I actually offer this as a kit on my website for $15.90. And in this kit, it comes with what I used in my herbal honey, and it was delicious. I used chamomile, I used lavender, cinnamon, cardamom, anise seeds, black seeds, and clove. And it was just simply delicious. So if you want this kit, you can buy all of this blend together to make your own infused honey. Again, it's on my website at www.divineayat.com for $15.90, and you're able to make probably about 2 infused honeys with this kit. So definitely worth the value. So let's talk about your assignments for this week. So you have your DIY Salve assignment. Be sure to include your dilution rate and your product rationale when posting it in the community forum. Your DIY honey. Again, these two assignments are completely optional. But again, if you're interested in making your DIY honey, dry herbs are available on my website at www.divineayat.com. And the assessment after this presentation, there is an assessment. Of course, that's mandatory. And your herb monographs. Huge news, you guys. It is due this week, okay? It's due this week. Please email your assignment to me. So I want you to post it in the group, but also email it to me at Nadia@divineayat.com. And below in the description, you will see all of that information there in terms of your assignments, and also my email address so you can just easily copy and paste. All right, so that is it for this week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.